sepenuhnya demi Liga 3, Liga Malaysia secara langsung di Astro.
What was the timeline like from the day he had called you?
So fast. I think maybe like 3 or 4 months. Also, I had to get my passport done. So in that time, I was rushing over here with my dad to get it done, and then was able to make the team.
How did your parents react to it? Yeah.
They were shocked. At first, they thought that it was a scam, as Asian parents.
Naturally.
Yep.
Naturally.
It's like a prince offering you some money on the internet.
Exactly. So, after
Don't fall for it.
after googling research, I was like, this is definitely a coach. This is definitely a coach. And then it was just, I think after that they finally realized, okay, maybe this is something that you can do. And
But it's two separate things, right? Getting called up and choosing to play for Malaysia versus B, packing your bags up, leaving Australia and coming to play in Malaysia permanently. The first one, I'm assuming, would not have been that daunting or overwhelming because basically you're just flying in for a camp, flying in for a tournament. But the second one is a sizable commitment. So how did you make that decision, and how did your parents react to it?
I think for me it was very it was tough. I think for both me and my parents, because I'm leaving home obviously for the first time. So
And you were young. You were 20, right?
20, 19, 20, like this. So I was still quite young, and it's the first time I was ever leaving my parents. So I think they were a bit sad that I was leaving, but also they knew that it was my dream to become a professional footballer. So I think they just encouraged me to go in the end.
For you, was it like a no-brainer?
For me, because I was still doing a uni degree also. In Sydney, University of Sydney. So it was a decision a big decision, because if I left, then I would have to put my degree on hold also, and I'd already spent 2 years at uni. So it was tough, but I think at the end, football was my passion, so I had to go.
What were you studying?
I had a degree in economics and marketing. Yep.
Not far away from maths.
So lucky, I guess in a way, not so lucky, but COVID hit, and I was able to finish it off online. So if that didn't hit, then I don't know what I'd do with my degree, to be honest. But
Yes, I was about to follow up by that, right?
Yeah.
Because off camera just now we spoke about you arrived in Selangor in 2020, just before the COVID.
Yes.
And then COVID-19
Yes.
hit.
Yeah.
What was that? Because put it this way, right? Even for us, we're born and raised and grew up in Malaysia. I'm originally from Ipoh, he's originally from Kedah. But during COVID, the both of us were in the Klang Valley, right? Not being able to go back home or whatever. Even that at times was quite overwhelming.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even begin to imagine what was it like for you, a 20-year-old moving all the way from Australia, 8 hours flight away, attempting to settle down, and then comes this global pandemic.
Just a month after that, you know?
And then you're just stuck.
Yeah.
What was that like?
It wasn't easy, to be honest. I think COVID was so crazy for everyone. And then leaving home and then getting stuck in a foreign place where you just didn't have anywhere to go or couldn't leave the house. So this was tough mentally. I was always on the phone to my mama's boy. So I was always on the phone to mum, contemplating if I wanted to come back to Australia and just chill there. So it was tough, but I was able to stick it out and continue.
When you first came here, right, you were saying that the last team you played in Australia before coming here was in NPL.
Yes.
How do you find the level here in Malaysia? Obviously, the first being National Under 23, where you had your sort of a trial there, and after that in Selangor.
I think because I came from playing in Australia, I was playing men's football, so I was grown men and ex A-League players, ex professional players. So I think compared to the under 23 level, I think it's higher because you're playing against men and ex professionals. But then coming to under 23, they're all technically so good. I thought the Malaysians were so good technically with the ball, which was different because Australia's more physical, faster and they're grown huge men. So this was different for me. But I think Super League is higher than the NPL level for sure.
Yeah. All right.
Actually, I want to touch on that a little bit, right? A lot of people that we speak to, they make the same comments.
Yeah.
In terms of physicality, perhaps the Malaysian players are one notch down compared to their counterparts in Europe, Australia, or even Japan for that matter. But a lot of people seem to make the argument that Malaysians, at any age, even if it's the youth players, they're very good technically. Would you say that was your first impression to this date? Even?
Yeah, so good with the ball. Like on the ball, like unbelievable. I was like, whoa, these guys are so good with the ball. Like dribbling and the control, the touches.
Do you remember any specific player that caught you off guard when you
I think at the time, the first SEA Games was with Mickey and all these players. So I had Mickey, I can't remember who else. I think Dom and all these players. Akia came on a bit later. But yeah, I think I remember them being like small, and I was like, whoa, so quick and sharp on the ball. Yeah.
We spoke to Ezra Walian before, and he said that partly because in Southeast Asia, especially, there are not many good pitches, good fields, right? That is why, if you can do that in such poor playing condition, then
you move into a regular pitch.
It must be a breeze for you, right?
What was your adaptation period like with Selangor? So, COVID. I'm assuming a lot of the training was taking place online. But when was the period when you finally started to feel at home with the Selangor boys?
So when I first came, I was in the second team, Selangor 2 teams, also with the young boys. I think the season wasn't very long. I think it was maybe 10 or 12 games. So I think I still had time to adapt. And then at the end was the Malaysia Cup, but it got cancelled. But I was training with the first team, and I think around that time, I think I was ready. I wanted to play Super League, so that's when the next year I went to Penang and asked for a loan move.
In your early days here, right? You must have your self-belief to make it here. And what do you think was your strength that you can use as an advantage for yourself against the other boys?
Yeah, I think so. When I went to the SEA Games and I was able to make my debut and score, that gave me a lot of confidence that I could play here. So when I came over, I think my size and my physicality and my speed would
maybe your engine too.
I think physically, like, I'm obviously bigger than most of the boys here, so I think this would be my advantage. I think on the ball, I think they are better than me, but my strengths are definitely running and able to have my size.